Joining me now is Derik Scott, who's got another big fight, this time July the 22nd at Shamrock FC 347 against Scott Ettling. Derik, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. And I just want to start with, it's been a little while since your last fight. You got to go back to June of 2021. And I know you've got a lot on your plate. You do a lot of things, but is there a certain reason why you've had such a long layoff from MMA?
Yeah. Do you know what's funny? You say there's been a layoff, but for me, there actually hasn't because my schedule never changes, right? So I'm at jujitsu now. Do striking every week, do boxing every week, do wrestling every week. So that actually never changes for me. So while outwardly it may seem like a layoff, internally and actually things that I'm going through are not. But the reason for the layoff is, things happen with contracts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then I also am a trial attorney. So my trial docket has gotten in the way of a couple of different fights. And then I understand some opponents have had injuries and all sorts of other stuff going down.
Yeah, so I saw there was two fights that were canceled. That wasn't on your end. That was your opponent's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Shamrock FC 330. That was the first loss of your pro career. It was a UD
Mhm.
loss to DiMaggio Smith. What did you learn from that setback?
I think that the thing that I learned the most is that I have to be more aggressive, if that makes sense, because I was a little lackadaisical in pressing the issue in some of that fight. And then DiMaggio's next fight, he came out, he got pressed super hard in the first round and got caught with a 1-1-2 and knocked out. So I think that's the takeaway from that is that, um, you know, press immediately. And basically the only good pace is a suicide pace. And every day is a good day to die. So I think that that's the takeaway.
Okay, I love it, man. You're 3-1 as a professional right now. What are your goals for MMA? Like, where do you see yourself in the future? What do you want to accomplish?
I want to accomplish exactly what I'm doing right now, if that makes sense. So I've kind of built a life that I enjoy and love, and I'm just trying to double down and do more of the same things to a higher degree.
All right. And I was going to ask you about your nickname, but you've kind of already alluded to that, the law. What is that balance like with, your job, family life and training? How busy are you?
Yeah, I don't believe in balance. I believe in contrast. So I am literally pedal to the floor 95% of the time. And then that other 5% is just extreme recovery and relaxation. So I'm either doing all of the things or none of the things. And, I have a full trial docket that I'm tending to all the time. Trial lawyers, always busy. And then in the evenings or on the weekends, it's almost always training. So, once the mischief has been managed for the day, then it's time to relax and recover.
I wanted to get some of your thoughts on the other athletic endeavors that you have. If I'm not mistaken, NBC Titan Games, Ultimate Tag on Fox. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think it's just back in 2013, my brothers and I set a Guinness World Record, and from that point forwards, it's just been opportunities have presented themselves in the content creation, TV, movie realm. My brothers and I are actually shooting a movie right now called Real Rules the World. We're all three in that, so I actually just shot a 24-hour shoot overnight, like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, always on top of things, and the Titan Games, Ultimate Tag, amazing, amazing people. Obviously, very famous people involved, and it's always good to be aligned with those types of individuals.
Yeah, for sure. What's this film about? What's the premise?
It's funny. The premise is actually that there's a hooker who murders a Hollywood celeb. Me, I'm the Hollywood celeb. Get murdered in like one of the first two acts, and then it's solving that murder. Basically, she also steals like millions of dollars. So murders me, steals millions of dollars, and then we're off to the races, having a bit of an adventure.
Very cool. Yeah, I lived out in Southern California for a few years, so I dabbled in a little bit of acting and writing myself. It's a tough industry to break into. Is it just kind of present itself to you through your athletic accomplishments? Is that basically how it happened?
Yeah, once you get on the radar of some of the casting producers, they kind of know that you are a known commodity. So they know that this guy can break world records doing backflips. He's good on the mic. He's articulate. He has the ability to show up on time. So once you kind of establish some of that reputation, they'll keep going back to that well.
Yeah, very cool, my man. Tell me about camp. How has camp been thus far? Who are your main training partners to get you ready for Scott Ettling?
So I train with my brothers primarily, and then I train jujitsu out of North Broadway, which is where I'm at right now. And most of the team right now is at IBJJ, so they're doing the tournament today. So lots of jujitsu, and then striking over at JD's gym, and then I've got my brothers as my main training partners. So the funny thing is that sometimes we own a frozen yogurt shop in Oakville called Crazy Cup, and sometimes we'll be hitting mitts in the back of the frozen yogurt shop. So I have very non-traditional training camp styles, if that makes sense.
Hitting mitts in the back of the yogurt shop. That's fantastic. I've never heard that before. So you get to work in wherever you can. The world is your playground.
Yeah, and I mean I think it's good that way because especially with brothers and friends being training partners, you can always train wherever you are.
Absolutely, man. 100%. What's this? What's the weight class for this fight?
I think it's 55 as far as I know.
What do you weigh right now?
170.2 this morning.
Okay. So making 55, that's not a big deal for you.
Oh, I could do it in 4 days. Yeah, not a problem.
Okay. Shamrock FC 347, again, July the 22nd. Ameristar Casino, you fought there before. How excited are you to be back?
I always try and actually temper, expectations and things like that. So I don't let it get too high and I don't let it get too low, if that makes sense.
What's the energy like in the venue when you do compete there? How do the fans get?
Really awesome and good venue. What's funny is I have friends and training partners who have fought on Bellator, UFC. I just had a buddy fight on the PFL. Same feeling. It's the exact same feeling. Just same type of promotion, same type of theatrics, same type of production. It's all. It feels like that type of a stage, if that makes sense.
Your opponent is 5-3. All 5 of his wins are by submission. Is this a fight where you just feel like he's going to be doing everything he can to get you to the ground? And if you do go there, how confident do you feel in your ability to kind of get the better of him?
Yeah, super confident. No concerns whatsoever there.
Do you feel like that's obviously going to be his game plan, though? Or do you think he will stand and strike with you?
Probably, but I mean, it doesn't matter if that makes sense. So it's not really something I'm thinking about.
How does this fight end? Give me your prediction.
Probably rear naked choke by me winning.
Round 1?
Probably.
Okay. Very good. And if you obviously, as long as you're healthy, how active are you trying to be here in 2023 moving forward?
Well, I mean, when I was an amateur, I was trying to fight every 2 weeks. So, in my world, optimally, that's why I would do it. But, with my trial schedule and things like that, it doesn't always work out.
All right. Well, we're excited to see you back in there, Derik. Again, July 22nd. Can't get here soon enough. Shamrock FC 347. Great interviewing you here for the first time. Before we do sign off, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where they can follow you on social media. If you have anyone to thank, anything to plug, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much. I am Derik Scott on all social media channels. You can follow me, North Broadway Jiu-Jitsu. Obviously, I'm here right now. Obviously, Crazy Cup Frozen Yogurt in Oakville, and Scott Health and Fitness is our health and fitness company.